You will not see this anywhere else. Today, I'm going to show you the Democrats' desperate attempts to claw back power that ended in sheer embarrassment these past few days. They have a new hoax. They played the victim card, the race card, and they accidentally admitted President Trump was right without even realizing it. Just when you think they can't get any more ridiculous, they grab the mic and go for the gold.
Black women cannot be racist to white women. Do you not understand that?
Oh, yes, they can.
You don't have the intellectual
Oh, yes, they
capacity
can.
to understand that.
Oh, yes, they
that's
can.
Very much
and you've been
impossible.
racist to me.
That's very much impossible.
You've been racist to me, a white man, by saying I'm a race baiter. Yeah.
How am I racist to you? I'm black. I can't be racist to you.
You call me a race baiter with no
You're
evidence.
Racist to me.
When have I been a race baiter?
You could be racist to me.
When have I been a race baiter?
But I'm a powerhouse.
Tell me when I've been a race baiter.
I'm a powerhouse.
Well, you may be a powerhouse.
Understand something.
You may be a powerhouse. You may be a powerhouse.
Okay.
When have I been a race baiter?
I want to admit that.
When have I been a race baiter?
Okay.
When have I been a race baiter?
Okay.
This is absurd.
No, hang on. Tell me.
Honey.
Blossom, give me one example of me race baiting. Blossom, go.
I'm here, at this point, I'm just here to talk about trans women in sports. I said what I said.
So you don't have anything, do you?
Oh, she's a real powerhouse, all right. A powerhouse of pure delusion. Hit that like button for me if you think logic has officially left the building. And then when she's asked to back it up with facts, nothing. And saying somebody's guilty or innocent because of their skin color, that's the literal definition of racism, no matter how progressive the packaging. Here's another embarrassing moment from the left this week. CBS News correspondent Scott MacFarlane says he was diagnosed with PTSD after President Trump's assassination attempt, and not because of the shooting.
For those of us there, it was such a horror because you saw an emerging America. And it wasn't the shooting, Chuck. I got diagnosed with PTSD within 48 hours. I got put on trauma leave, not because I think of the shooting, but because you saw it in the eyes, the reaction of the people. They were coming for us. If he didn't jump up with his fist, they were going to come kill us.
I know.
He got PTSD because of the crowd? Meanwhile, Donald Trump got shot, stood back up like a boss, won an election in a landslide, and is steamrolling the establishment. The left gets emotional damage from clapping. The right, we get back up and fight harder. That's the difference. And speaking of embarrassment, Colbert just got the boot. CBS pulled the plug on late night just days after Colbert slammed his own network for settling with Trump.
This kind of complicated financial settlement with a sitting government official has a technical name in legal circles. It's big fat bribe. This all comes as Paramount's owners are trying to get the Trump administration to approve the sale of our network to a new owner, Skydance. Some of the TV typers out there are blogging that once Skydance gets CBS, the new owner's desire to please Trump could put pressure on late-night host and frequent Trump critic Stephen Colbert.
CBS says it's just a financial decision, but I'm pretty sure the fact their parent company needs the Trump administration to approve a multi-billion-dollar merger has a little something to do with it. Now, President Trump, he's thrilled with this news, writing this morning on Truth Social, quote, "I absolutely love that Colbert's got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. Has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld is better than all of them combined, including the moron on NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show." I mean, let's be honest. Having guests like this didn't exactly help Colbert's ratings.
Ever since I led his first impeachment, he's threatened me with jail and prosecution and called me a traitor, accused me of treason, blah, blah, blah. He coerced Republicans into censuring me in the House, and now the latest attack on me. So I just want to direct this, if this is the right camera, or maybe that's the right camera.
That's the right camera right there.
Donald, piss off. But Donald, before you piss off, would you release the Epstein files?
No one is scared by that. I mean, the American people, they're done with performative politicians chasing these viral moments. We elected you to fix the country, not audition for TikTok. And if you can't figure that out on your own, maybe this will help.
There's this new CNN polling out today that says quite a bit. Just 28% of Americans view the Democratic Party favorably. And the context of that is the lowest mark for Democrats in the history of CNN's polling going back to 1992. And for Democrats, they have a lot more work to do to win back favorability within their ranks, within the party, than Republicans do.
The Democrats' polling has been in the toilet for quite a while now, and someone should tell them that doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the exact definition of insanity. As for the Epstein files, President Trump is planning to have more information released. Here's the news coming out this morning.
President Trump has publicly called on his Attorney General Pam Bondi to release pertinent grand jury testimony related to the Epstein case. She and her team are working to make that happen through the courts.
Now, with that said, don't hold your breath, because grand jury testimony isn't exactly easy to release.
DOJ files to do this today. In short order, which judge it gets assigned to. It's really up to that judge whether or not they agree to allow things to be released. And keep in mind, people who testify before the grand jury, maybe they go file in the court in the Southern District of New York and say, oh, no, I don't want my witness testimony getting out there. Or if you think you're a third party was mentioned in some of this testimony, you may try to go and lodge a complaint with that judge that you don't want it released. So judge has a lot of authority. It's going to take some time before we see anything. And even whatever we get from that grand jury transcript, that's just going to be a sliver of what's actually available when it comes to Epstein evidence.
Now, Chris Cuomo says the left is just falling into another one of President Trump's traps over these files.
The left is making a mistake going all in on this Epstein BS. You did nothing to release any information about this case on your watch, okay? And you watched a woman go down for Epstein's crimes and did nothing to add to any sense of accountability for anybody else then. So going all in now is obvious and gratuitous and ugly, okay? And look, I get the play. This is bad for Trump, so we got to be all in there. You need to give the majority reason to believe that you would be better, not that just he is worse. Do you understand?
No, the problem is they don't understand, Chris. I mean, this is the party that Trump so easily gets to take the least popular side of every issue. And now he's even getting them to accidentally admit illegals are receiving SNAP benefits.
Yesterday, I was at a food bank in my district talking about the SNAP cuts, the horrible SNAP cuts and Medicaid cuts. And they told me that people are not even showing up to Head Start, where they get their food. They're not showing up to the food banks because they're afraid. And it's not just undocumented immigrants. It is people of all legal statuses. It's undocumented immigrants who have been here for 20 years.
Somebody needs to ask Representative Pramila Jayapal why illegals in her district are, or should I say were, receiving these taxpayer-funded benefits. Because this is exactly who the Trump administration is stripping them from.
On the screen in Franklin County Common Pleas Court, Ayanat Bizga, one of the 3 accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars out of Ohio's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP.
Ohio has reported losing $17 million in SNAP benefits from fraud since 2023. Now, here's another scandal just unveiled in Governor Tim Walz's state showing massive Medicaid fraud.
Take a look at this graph showing the explosion in this program. This is the amount of money the state has paid in Medicaid claims to autism treatment providers using your tax dollars. You see the gradual growth here. In 2021, more than $80 million. But look at last year, more than $220 million paid out in claims, with a grand total of just shy of $700 million. This is what state investigators are now looking at, these soaring costs, and questioning how many providers are doing real work.
They went from billing $1.2 million in 2017 to a whopping $228 million billed in 2024. But Democrats say, no, there's no fraud here to see. The left is also trying to protect those who entered our country illegally while they remained silent when Obama conducted mass deportations. Watch Piers Morgan calmly expose Joy Reid's selective outrage.
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, why don't you guess?
I don't know and don't care.
Well,
you
hang
tell
on,
me.
hang on. You don't know and you don't care. You've
Please.
just given me a lengthy monologue attacking Donald Trump's aggressive deportation policy. And I've simply said to you, there was a Democrat, a black Democrat president of the United States for 8 years. I'm simply asking, given that you're obviously all over every detail of the Trump deportation policy, and given you were on the airwaves in America on a daily basis through Obama's tenure, how many people did he deport in 8 years?
I do not know. You'll tell me, I'm sure.
Have a guess.
But it's probably more than 1 million people. I'm quite certain.
Have a
because
guess.
I think each 2 million.
Right, it was 3 million.
Okay. And your point being what?
Joy, the point is, your outrage fizzles out the moment facts step in. The media rushes to brand Trump a racist and slaps concentration camp labels on his detention centers. Yet when Obama deported 3 million people, their silence was louder than a mime convention. And the media's latest scandal? Trump has a bruise on his hand. That's it. That's the story. This is what they're focused on because they've got nothing else. Here's what real transparency looks like.
The president wanted me to share a note from his physician with all of you today. Recent photos of the president have shown minor bruising on the back of his hand. This is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen.
Doctors also noticed a condition in Trump's leg veins that caused swelling.
In recent weeks, President Trump noted mild swelling in his lower legs. The president underwent a comprehensive examination, including diagnostic vascular studies. Bilateral lower extremity venous Doppler ultrasounds were performed and revealed chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common condition, particularly in individuals over the age of 70. And the president remains in excellent health.
Let's talk wins. The rescissions package just passed, saying goodbye to taxpayer funding for NPR and PBS.
I would never vote to put more money in the hands of PBS or NPR. I would rather put it in the hands of a single mom who's trying to make her ends meet, working class families who are trying to work paycheck to paycheck. There's a lot of things that we can do with $1 billion.
This should have happened a long time ago. NPR now trying to claim these cuts are detrimental to public safety. You want to know what's actually a real threat to public safety? This headline by NPR. Scientists debunk lab accident theory of pandemic emergence. Yeah, how did that age? Here's the White House responding.
I am not sure how NPR helps the public safety of our country, but I do know that NPR, unfortunately, has become really just a propaganda voice for the left. These are not honest news organizations. These are partisan, left-wing outlets that are funded by the taxpayers. And this administration does not believe it's a good use of the taxpayers' time and money.
NPR's CEO went back on CNN, digging herself into a deeper hole. She's claiming NPR is a nonpartisan organization.
When it comes to the accusation of bias, I would start, as I always start by saying, which is we, of course, are a nonpartisan organization, and we want to serve and are required to serve the entirety of the American public.
If that's the case, then why, when you were asked about ignoring the Hunter Biden laptop story, did you say, quote, "We don't want to waste our time on stories that are not really stories, and we don't want to waste the listeners' and readers' time on stories that are just pure distractions"? Or how about this headline you wrote that says, quote, "There is no neutral. Nice white people can still be complicit in a racist society." Sounds super nonpartisan, right? NPR also had a former editor find that their $201 million DC newsroom had 87 Democrats in editorial positions and 0 Republicans. How's that for unbiased? PBS also trying to claim innocence.
We are interested in having different perspectives that we bring forward. But when I look at the range of our programmings on public broadcasting, I can't make any sense of an argument that we are somehow biased in any way.
If you're not biased, then why did Trump receive 72% negative coverage on your channel during the election, and Mrs. Word Salad got 88% positive coverage? That says it all. All right, coming up, shocking new details after the Minnesota shooter's confession letter is released. Plus, Scott Jennings torches the left over ICE. And Trump says AOC and Jasmine Crockett need to be tested. Find out why? All you have to do is click on that video, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.